Yesterday we have seen the internal organization of the root. In this topic, organization of the higher plant body, we have seen the plant organs, vegetative organs as well as the reproductive organs. It's the external morphology. Now, we are going to see the internal structure, internal organization of the plant body. Yesterday we have seen the internal organization of the root. Now, we are going to see the internal organization of the stem. Stem, it is a aerial part of the plant body. Aerial part of the plant body. This stem, it is developed from the epicotyl of the plumule. Plumule further gives rise to its morphogenesis into the shoot system. That shoot system consists the stem, leaves and flower. Here we are going to see the internal organizations of the stem only here. Now, in the LS of the stem, LS of the stem is taken. LS means vertical section of the stem. This vertical section, and we are going to see the transverse section. Both the sections we are going to see here. Then you can easily understand how its internal organization of the cell takes place. In this external organization, the different types of the tissues which are present, which forms the similar functions, physiological functions together known as the tissue systems, and these tissue systems in this stem consist of the three parts of the tissue system. The outermost layer, outermost tissue which is organized is known as the epidermal tissue system. This epidermal tissue system is also known as the dermal tissue system. Inside this tissue system it follows that is a ground tissue system. This ground tissue system is also known as the fundamental tissue system. This ground tissue system ends with the endodermis, which ends in the endodermis, and centrally placed the vascular tissue systems. These vascular tissue systems, they are known as the conducting tissue. This is the internal, that is the internal view of longitudinal section, vertical section of the stem. In the transverse section, when the stem is cut into the transverse section, the stem shows the body circular in outline. Circular in outline. Base of the stem shows the circular in outline. From the outer side, outermost layer known as the epidermal tissue, is followed by means of the ground tissue. Ground tissue is also known as the fundamental. It is also known as the mechanical. And this ground tissue ends dermis is known as the endodermis. And in this endodermis, centrally placed vascular tissue systems. Vascular tissue systems, it is also known as the conducting tissue. Here, in these tissues, we are going to say it's tissues. Which tissues are developed in this plant body? The epidermal, it is also known as the dermal tissue system. It is the outermost layer of the tissue, and this tissue is made up of from the barrel shaped parenchymatous tissue. These the tissues are the simple tissues, parenchymatous. And in a dicot stem, in the xeropathic plants, presence of the thick cuticle is present. And in herbaceous plants, thin cuticle is present. These tissue interrupted at some places, forming the stomata. The function of the stomata in the tissue systems: gases exchange, then transpiration. Gases exchange, then transpiration. Total function of the epidermis is a protective layer of the stem. Protection of the stem, inner delicate parts, protection from this heat and cold injuries. It does not allow the sunrise inside the tissue system. This is the function of the epidermal tissue system. Below this epidermis, it follows by means of the ground tissue. This ground tissue is known as the fundamental tissue. This fundamental tissue, which forms the ground, means total around the stems. Over the stems, the tissue is formed. It gives the mechanical strength and support to the plant body to maintain its shape and size. Therefore, ground tissue, fundamental tissue is also known as the mechanical tissues. Mechanical tissue. These epidermis followed by means of, in herbaceous plant, collenchymatous tissue. Collenchymatous, circular, oval to circular, having internal the space, intercellular space, and the intercellular space are filled up by means of the tissue. Thickened, becomes thickened. But in the dicot other plants, they are followed by means of the double layered, thick walled rectangular cell that is known as the sclerenchyma. Sclerenchyma. Both sclerenchyma and collenchyma gives the mechanical strength and support to maintain its the shape and form. And inner to this tissue, means the ground tissue is known as the cortical tissue. It is known as the cortex. Outer layer cortex is a hypodermis, major cortex, and cortex ends layer endodermis. This cortex consists the larger shaped parenchymatous tissue, loosely arranged cells. It becomes turgid, gives the mechanical support, and the main function of this parenchymatous tissue, that is the storage of food material, and that stores the secondary metabolites in the plant body. These cortex ends in a dermis known as the endodermis, somewhat thickened cells. Then the internal centrally the vascular tissue system is present. These vascular tissues in a dicot stem, vascular bundles consist the phloem, cambium, and xylem. In a dicot stem, vascular bundles are open type of the vascular bundles. In a monocot, cambium is absent, therefore it is the closed type of the vascular bundle. Inner to this vascular tissue, parenchymatous, the pericycle presents. Then it consists the phloem, living tissue. It consists the cambium, and it is the primary xylem, and centrally placed the pith. Centrally placed the pith. In the dicot plant, vascular bundles are many in number. They are arranged in a ring. They are consistent collateral and open type of the vascular bundles. that is cambium present in between the frame and centrally placed, that is the tip. This is the internal organization of the stem. Next period we are going to see internal organization of the leaves.